everyone. Tonight I would like to talk about what it means to be a part of the research process and answer any questions you may have along the way. So what is a clinical trial? A clinical trial is a carefully designed study where people volunteer to receive an investigational treatment. Pharmaceutical or biotechnology companies have developed these treatments and selected physicians who are qualified to conduct clinical trials. These trials are necessary to show efficacy of new treatments. Why do people participate? People volunteer to participate in a clinical trial for a number of reasons. Sometimes people decide to take part in a clinical trial because it might directly benefit them. That is, it might help them with a medical condition by giving them access to an investigational treatment that they wouldn't otherwise be able to receive. Other times, people agree to participate just so they can contribute to medical research, even though they themselves might not have any direct benefit from that research. Also, participating in a clinical trial could benefit friends and relatives with the same disease. Lastly, a person may not have health insurance, and clinical trials are a great way to get affordable medical care. So what can a participant expect? Well, if you choose to participate, you will be asked to review the consent form with a member of the study team. This form will spell out all of the risks and benefits of participating. It will explain the study procedures in detail. If you decide to take part, you'll need to sign the consent form. Signing the consent form means that you understand what's involved and that you agree to volunteer. You will be given a photocopy of the signed form, which will contain contact information in case you need to get in touch with the staff member at any time during the trial. At the first visit, you will be screened for the study to be sure that you are right for the study and that the study is right for you. You will be asked questions about your medical history, any medical treatments you may have received. During this visit, blood is taken, and other study visit procedures may be conducted. For example, you may need to go and get an X-ray or a pulmonary function exam. Once the study staff receives the results, you will either be eligible or ineligible for this study. If you are eligible, you will go on to the next visit. The next step is randomization. This is when you are randomly selected, like the flip of a coin, to receive study drug or placebo, which is an inactive substance. In some cases, though, you will be allowed to remain on your current lupus treatment throughout the trial. They will test to see if the addition of the study medication can more effectively reduce the lupus disease activity than your standard medication alone. The participant will regularly visit the site throughout the study as indicated by the study-specific schedule. Physical exams will be conducted during the study to evaluate your medical state. Blood and urine samples will be collected at these visits for testing. What are the risks? The risks involved are that the treatment might not work or that the treatment might cause side effects. You will be told of any known side effects before you agree to participate, and you will also be told of any unforeseen side effects that should arise during the course of the study. How will my safety be protected? Clinical trials are very closely controlled and have built-in safeguards. By law, investigators have to follow very specific procedures, and there are patient protections in place. All patient data is kept secure, and online research coordinators and physicians only have access to the patient name. If you decide to participate, you'll be monitored frequently to check your progress. You may also drop out of the study at any time. In addition, all clinical trials must be approved by an ethical review board made up of both physicians and members of the community. The review board ensures that the trial is safe and that the benefit outweighs the risk. Does it cost anything to participate in a clinical trial? In most clinical trials, the cost of services that are considered to be part of the study will be covered by the trial. You may be reimbursed for expenses such as parking and travel, and if needed, a taxi could be arranged to pick you up and take you to your study visit. What happens after the clinical trial? After a study is complete, all of the data is collected and analyzed. This information determines whether a study drug is working, whether it is safe, and whether it has any side effects. The FDA then decides whether or not the drug should advance to the next phase of study or to approve the drug. Trials being conducted at our office by the Program of Novel Therapeutics. We are running 3 types of trials at our office. The first type is the interventional clinical trial, where we use experimental therapies to treat your disease. We are running several clinical trials in lupus nephritis, discoid lupus, and active SLE. The second type of study is the blood draw study, and the third type of study is the observational study. So let's talk about interventional trials. Our division is currently looking for patients to participate in several clinical trials. We are looking for patients who have kidney disease, otherwise known as lupus nephritis, or patients who have active lupus with no kidney involvement, or patients who have discoid lupus or skin lesions. For people with lupus nephritis, we have two types of studies. One is the induction trial, and the second is the maintenance trial. An induction trial is for patients newly diagnosed with lupus and is the first line of defense in a series of therapeutic measures to treat the disease. After a patient receives induction therapy, they move on to maintenance therapy, where treatment is given after a disease has responded to previous treatment. In the case of lupus nephritis, maintenance therapy is given to help prevent a flare. We also have studies looking for a donation of blood by lupus patients with both active and inactive disease. Blood is collected at our office and then shipped to researchers who look at a number of different things, including genetics and biomarkers. Researchers interested in genetics will look at the blood to see if there are factors that may be linked to lupus and why certain people are affected by lupus. Researchers who are interested in biomarkers look at the blood to see if there is something that they can detect that can be used as an indicator of a particular disease. With this information, they can develop better tests for lupus. The third type of study we are conducting is the observational trial. The purpose of this research study is to collect medical information over a number of years on thousands of patients. There are no special treatments, procedures, or drugs required. The study looks at how lupus develops over time. In addition, the study will look at treatments that are used for lupus and how people respond to various treatments and treatment combinations. The main goal is to improve the understanding of lupus and its treatment. In closing, every volunteer in a clinical trial is extremely valuable and important. Without volunteers, there would be no new drugs to fight diseases and ailments, and researchers and doctors would have more questions than answers.